I just listened to the Big Sean single. Yes, it was indeed fire. So I'm going to listen to. Funny enough, the Logic album got leaked too, just like the Big Sean album. Unfortunately, I'm not going to listen to either because I'm not a scumbag. But I've heard snippets of this on Twitter. Logic was posting stuff about like it was like a concert where I think he performed it. So I heard like snippets of it, but I turned it off because I wanted to save it for a full listen. So I'm excited. It sounded fire from what I heard. Hopefully it's good. I was iffy on. Let me make sure this is recording first. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. I was iffy on the singles. Deja Vu, 40 for Forever. I didn't like it all. I think Logic can do this thing where he's trying to, which is weird because when he can be a good lyricist. He was on Vinyl Days. He was on No Pressure. He was on College Park. But sometimes he just gets wordy and he doesn't say anything, or he repeats his lyrics, or it's like faux lyricism. It's like lyricism without actually being technically good, or without dropping any bars that are actually substantial or fire, you know. And but it sounds like it's lyrical. Like if you just aren't paying attention, like it sounds like I'm listening to some lyrical. It's the lyrical miracle rap. That's what 44 Forever is. I don't like that song. Deja Vu. I'm coming around to it. I didn't like it very much at first, but I'm coming around to it. And I'm not a Logic hater, by the way. I'm a fan of Logic. And I have been for many moons. Many moons. I love this album. Love this album. Love this mixtape. This was it was mid. This is like super mid. This is like the definition of mid. This was mid again. Fire. Love this. Yikes. Fire. Yikes. Fire. Pretty good. Not pretty good. This was good. And then now I'm excited for this. So that was my quick recap on my Logic discography rating. But just to let you know where I'm at with it, I'm a fan. You know what I mean? Just because I'm critical of somebody doesn't mean I'm not a fan. Just because I don't like an album or a project or a song or whatever does not mean I'm not a fan. I think being a fan of Logic means you have to be weary of inconsistency, and it can be scary. So because Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, these were the two first singles, and they were fire. The rest of this, when I heard that, I remember listening to this. This was super personal, and then it switched to Homicide. I'm like, oh, this isn't sequenced well at all. Number one, which is telling me, oh, this album isn't gonna be. That told me immediately. I'm like, this isn't gonna be fantastic. but yeah, like I said, I love mid love like a lot. I think the main issue with the skits. I don't have an issue with skits. I just don't think the skits are good. The voice acting in some of these aren't good, and Logic's is good. As Friends, Logic and Friends, the voice acting wasn't good. But I'll quit yapping and get to the singles. I just wanted to establish myself that I'm not a hater. I'm also not a stan. I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I see some of his fans are delusional and they just will eat up anything he drops. And I think that's what pushes him in bad directions. That gets him to drop things like this is because he thinks this is what people want. Like, you know what you want as a fan. Say what you want as a fan. Stop just guzzling up anything he gives you just because you like the guy. I like the guy. I've subscribed to his YouTube channel. I've been subscribed since I was a teenager, since like the mid 2010s, 2015-ish. I remember when he was gaming, I watched him play Uncharted. Like, dog, I'm a bigger fan than you. Eat a dingus, you know what I mean? So shut up. I can criticize somebody. So with that being said, I'm excited for this. This is the second song on the album. It's probably the first song on the album. This might be a skit. How long is this? Does it say? No, it doesn't say. So this, I'm heavy on the first, second, and fourth song. I have a whole thing in my brain on why the fourth is skipped. It skips third, goes to the fourth. But these three are the most important, absolutely, in my opinion. So this better be good. This beat is crazy. I love it already. But the beat, not the whole song. That's really loud. It doesn't seem like it's that loud. It's loud. I love it. All right, lock it. Oh, the tempo changed. That always throws me off anytime I hear that. Please rap your ass off, bro.
Open up the rhyme book and read the composition. I can truly give a fuck about the competition. I'm in another atmosphere, I'm on another mission. Yeah, you know that boy Logic put pen to page like a petition. You a bitch, always switching up your whole position.
And that was slick. It doesn't have to be. And when I say like, when I want wordplay, when I want real lyricism, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the slickest line of all time. It doesn't have to be something mind blowing. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like what Eminem was doing on the last album, where it's just beating you over the head with bars. It can just be some slick stuff. It can be slick, like put the pen to the page, like a petition, whatever. Like they could just be slick, just something engaging to listen to. It's not just words.
I can see it in your face like an esthetician. Food for thought, this the
like a what?
Got money in addition. I remember when that boy ain't had no pot to piss. They wouldn't let me in, so I never asked.
Rich people doctors.
Like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and beat the emission. Self-medicate like a clinician more than a musician.
What's up with all these doctor bars, bro?
First edition, report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of it came to fruition.
I want to rewind that.
Ignition and beat the emission. Self-medicate like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of it came to fruition.
I'd like to see him have some more internal rhymes, just rhyming, or rhyming more like the beginning of the lines too, as well as the end rhymes, because he's doing a lot of the clinician, esthetician, whatever. Like he's rhyming that last word, but I'd like to see him rhyme more in the first half of the lines as well.
King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics drier than the prohibition. Prepare for collision. I'm higher than the satellite.
Okay, there we go. So like the higher, drier, like that's what I want more of that.
On an orbiting mission. I remember we didn't have any permission. The emission. Self-medicate like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of it.
There was more. There was a little bit there with Flow Red. The Ed.
Self-medicate like
medicate.
Clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like.
So like Red and Med. There's a little bit there. I don't know if that was intentional, but more of that from him, I'd appreciate.
Like a first edition, report for dismission. Everything I ever thought of it came to fruition. King of the transition. We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics drier than the prohibition. Prepare for collision. I'm higher than the satellite that's on an orbiting mission. I remember we didn't have.
It's like light and high. It's just like a. It's there a little bit. I like him to turn the knob. You know what I mean? Just turn it up. Just do it more. You know. That's fire. This whole thing. Who produces? I imagine it's the usual suspects. Boy, I don't know these people's real names. I'm gonna listen to it again. But first listen, I liked it a lot. I don't love it. I love that beat. The production, I love. Like, love. That was fire. The rapping, I think he sounded perfect on it. And that's the thing with him, is like he just has, when he has the voice for it, he has a great voice. He's kind of just been blessed with like a great rapper voice, but when he's on it, he's one of the best flowers, period. Like he just knows how to flow on a beat. He knows how to sound good on a beat. And there's just some guys that know how to do that. Not that it's a skill. It's not like a talent. You're not just born with it. It's a skill that you know. And he's one of those guys that knows how to flow effortlessly, or make it sound effortless at least. And that's what I heard here. It sounded effortless. It sounded good. It sounded really good. That's why I favorited the song. It was really good. Like I said, I want him to dial up the lyricism. I want him to tap into that more and really focus on honing that in. And I don't know, if I didn't think he could do it, I wouldn't even be suggesting it. I'm suggesting it because I want him to do that. I'm going to re-listen though. because I may have been talking over a part or something like that. So I love that tempo change.
Food for thought is the highest caliber nutrition. Everything come out my mouth.
I like that. Food for thought is the highest caliber of nutrition. I like that. It's just slick lines. Like I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, it's not anything I'm gonna go text my friend and be like, oh, did you hear Logic said this? No, it's not like that. But it makes me engaged and listening. It keeps me wanting to listen for more. Is he gonna say something else like that? Say something else. That's just slick.
Tours like a war, I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. Hit the ignition and peak the emission.
I'm getting minimum 5 mil permission. I like that. I didn't hear what he said at first. Yeah, I did. Sorry, I was thinking. I didn't hear what he said at first, so I wanted to rewind.
Like a clinician more than a musician. My flow rare like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything.
My flow read like a first edition. What does that mean? First edition. So that's going over my.
My flow read like a first edition. Report for dismission. Everything.
My flow read like a. That's going over my head. I'll let it play and look it up. Okay, your flow read like a first edition. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, rare like a first. I thought you said red. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes more sense. I don't need to look at the annotation for that. Why is that line even highlighted? I feel like that's not even necessary to be highlighted. It's common sense. Purchase the first initial holographic chip. I don't think that's what he was referencing here. I think that's just a line. I think he just means my flow is rare, like a first edition. I don't think he's specifically talking about his first edition holographic Charizard Pokemon card for $220,000. I don't think that's what he's alluding to here.
We never switch and peep the acquisition, no omission. Your lyrics drier than the prohibition.
Drier than the prohibition, because during the prohibition, being dry just means like can't drink, like a dry town. You couldn't drink in a dry town, couldn't drink alcohol. So drier just means drier than prohibition. Prohibition was a time in U.S. history where you couldn't, where they banned alcohol essentially. And then that caused a lot of gang wars and stuff like that, illegal trafficking of alcohol and whatnot. It was an odd time. A lot of mob stuff came out from that. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre was I believe it was one of the incidents that led to the end of Prohibition, because there was so much violence going on, revolving around selling alcohol, that they're like, all right, we need to make this illegal again because this is getting out of control. And then also at speakeasies, African Americans, women, white people were mingling together because this is where they would secretly go to drink alcohol. They're mingling with each other, and back then that was no bueno. So they were like, we gotta shut this down. So we gotta end the prohibition. So that's what he's referencing. Drier than the prohibition. Your flow is dog water, big dog. Not Logic. That's what he's saying to y'all.
For collision, I'm higher than the satellite that's on an orbiting mission. I remember we didn't have any.
It's like the visuals too. Again, it's not the craziest line, but it's just slick. It's something visual to give you something to think about. It keeps you engaged. I'm higher than a satellite, so it's just a double entendre. He's high. He's smoking, or when he's saying he's high, maybe just be referencing like his status.
Orbiting mission.
I read this. Your lyrics drier than the prohibition. Prepare for collision. Your lyrics drier than the satellite that's on an orbiting mission. So I don't know if when he's saying he's higher, he could be talking about smoking, obviously, or he could be talking about just his skill level is higher than a satellite. That's obviously way up in the sky. That's on an orbiting mission. That's just orbiting the planet. He's higher than that. You know what I mean? So it's just some visuals to get you to think about while you listen. And I like that. I like that a lot. So that's what I mean when I say I want Logic to step up lyrically. It doesn't have to be super duper lyrical. There's room for improve. I would like him more internal rhymes and stuff like that. An internal rhyme. So it's not just, so it would not be like, it's not just the end rhymes, right? It's not just caves and slaves. It's within the lines. You have brave, save, and then there's different types of internal rhymes. So there's internal rhymes where you're rhyming with the end words or end rhymes, whatever. And then there's internal rhymes where you're rhyming. So like, let's say standing would rhyme somewhere in this line. and it has nothing to do with the end rhymes, but it's rhyming internally. I like those. I think I prefer those, honestly. But this type of internal rhyme is great when you want to sound dense, when you want to sound like the rhymes are very dense. Eminem does it a lot. I'm using him a lot as an example because he's probably the best at internal rhymes, just the art of rhyming in general. But when you want to sound like you're beating somebody over the head with the rhyming sound, this type of internal rhyme is the best. But there's room for each type. But regardless, I would like to hear more from him, from Logic. I would like to hear more of that type of thing. And it's not something I think he's incapable of doing at all. I'm confident I've heard him right at that level. I just like to see him do it more. When on tracks like this, not all the time, but like on tracks like this, I like to hear more. But overall, I thought it was very good, and I liked it. So, yeah, give that bad boy a thumbs up. And I think it's a great, not intro, but assuming this is the first song, this is probably an intro. I think it's good. I want to see how it transitions into Deja Vu. I might exclude Deja Vu from the video, just for the sake of YouTube and whatnot. It's decent. It's not. It's alright. It's transitions to another song. It's not like anything. It's not like a smooth transition where the beginning of Deja Vu is the end of Mission Control. So I want to re-listen to this a little bit. I'll report back again. Actually, just for the sake of this video, I want to show you what I don't like. I don't like the simplistic rhymes that aren't. Mission Control, he was rhyming ignition, clinician, estation. Like, I like longer rhyming words, not.
I'm in the ring, I got the belt, the hands been dealt. I am the king, the shit beyond the bling, and all the things that I thought this
was rhyming bling, thing, king.
Rap would bring. Back in the day in the trap, I was gripping the gat as a matter of fact.
Trap, gat, fact. Like, this is literally cat in the hat rhymes, which is why I wasn't the biggest fan of 44 More or Deja Vu. Deja Vu, I liked more, but I can't say I'm a fan of it. It's not like something I want to listen to. It's just fine. So, Mission Control, right track. It's better for sure lyrically. Fear too. Fear was just like one of those poppy singles. It was like, it felt like it was shooting for another 1-800, especially with the video. Again, just another one. So I'm praying the rest of this album is great. I'm looking forward to Interstellar. I don't know if it just sounds like it's going to be great, especially with Lucy Rose on there. You got 20 tracks on here, so me not liking 3 of the tracks is not gonna kill the album. You know, it could still be an amazing album. And you know what? Also, with singles, you have to be careful dismissing the entire album, because a lot of times singles sound way better within the context of an album. So I'm staying open-minded, and these are short too. That's short, so like it's not like it's offensive. It's just something that I'm probably not going to return to on its own. I always listen to the album in whole on my first listen, but after that, if I'm just going back to a certain single or something like that, I'll probably just skip it, whatever. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, there's 20 tracks. Some skits in here. Yeah. And from what I heard, it's coming out the same day as Big Sean too, which is interesting. Which one am I going to listen to first? Probably, that's actually Ultra 85. We've been waiting for it for a while, but Big Sean hasn't dropped an album in 4 years. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to that Big Sean album. So that's might be a coin toss there. Big Sean's, I heard, was really good too. Though I've been hearing a lot of great things from people who heard the leak, and apparently the leak wasn't even the finished version. So, but I'm not listening to the leak. Again, that's scummy. I'm not going to do that to an artist that put so much time and effort into the rollouts. And no. There was a time in my life where I would. If it was close enough to the album release, I would. If it was like the day before, I'd listen to it just to see, you know what I mean? Just because, it's the day before, I hear it a little early. Everything's done. The rollout's done. You know what I mean? Now we just wait. This is, you know what I mean? They're still rolling stuff out. That's scummy to me. There's a certain way you want your art presented to the world. You don't just, here's the Mona Lisa and throw it out in the street, you have to present it in a certain way. So I want to respect that. So yeah. Regardless, I'm excited for the album. We've been waiting years for this. I think did he announce that on Bobby Tarantino 1? Is that when he announced it? We got to save something for Ultra 85. Is that what he said on It was the end of Studio Ambience, right?
Six, you can't be playing us the album shit.
Okay, never mind. I lied. He said something about playing, saving that for the album. I thought he said something about saving for Illustrated. When did he announce Illustrated 5? He announced it years ago, is what I'm saying. And was it the end of this? No, I don't know. I don't remember. At some point, he announced this album called Ultra 85, and we've been waiting a long time for it. So I'm excited. Hopefully, it's great. Hopefully, it lives up to the expectations. Logic has this tendency to build up to a project and then fall flat. So they'll like, one, great. It was these two building up to this fantastic, supposed to be a masterpiece, culmination of the story, and it fell flat. Yeah, then gotta rebuild. You gotta rebuild. He's rebuilding. Dropped these two amazing singles and fell flat. No Pressure, again, rebuilding. No Pressure was great. Debut or retirement album, little fake rapper retirements. Great retirement album. Fell flat. So after this is comeback album, by the way, he also dropped the Doc D stuff in between that. I believe in between this, the mixtape. But Final Days, great album. I love it. 30 tracks, easy listen. That's not easy to do. That shows skill when it comes to album sequencing. Crazy skill. This is a masterclass in album sequencing. College Park, very good album. Ultra 85. We've been building up to this. We got two back-to-back great albums. And you've announced this a long time ago. You're building up to something great. For the first time in his career, will he land? Will he stick the landing? This is supposed to be the real culmination of all of this, I believe. All these albums. So we'll see if he sticks the landing. I'm hoping he does. I hope to God he does. I'm praying for this. I think Logic is somebody that if he was more consistent, I think he could have been in that big three or whatever, right? I think he could have been there. He was on his way. The sales were showing that. But, and what the issue, his issue wasn't the quality of production. This was probably, arguably, might still be his most highly produced album. It's fantastically. The production is fantastic. The issue is his pen took a backseat. That was the issue. So that's why I'm so critical on him with Ultra 85. You cannot forget your pen. You can't just think about, the production and, oh, this sounds amazing. It sounds beautiful, and leave that pen behind. This is hip hop. You can't. That's what you did here. And that's why I felt flat, because you were just saying a lot of words. They didn't mean much, or you were saying very surface level stuff and it wasn't very profound. It was just, and you're preaching to the choir, essentially, like, oh yeah, everybody be nice. Be nice to people. Like, that's pretty much what I got from this. And you cannot leave that pen behind. But also the rhyming, you left the pen behind. He picked it up on other albums, here. So it's there. Again, I would not be saying this. There's some rappers I wouldn't even be mentioning this for, because I know they don't have a pen to begin with. Don't, please, for the love of God, don't leave your pen behind. It's there. Pick it up. You got plenty of songs to show what you show. You got some. So you still got some ink in there. I'm excited. I'm still excited. I like Mission Control. Beat was fire. Rapping was good. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, all right. That's all I got to say.